Alright guys, Bill, we're back with more. Mafia is the, alright, it's been a few hours, or a little bit over an hour, so it's recorded. We're gonna do one more episode for today, but I'm not really feeling too apt to be playing this that much right now. So, we'll just do this one episode. I'll probably actually, take a bit of an early nap earlier than what I would normally do, and then start earlier on working on stuff for my other channel as well. As I'm actually at a point where, like, I kind of have a lot to do, actually. And to be honest, I'm not in a big rush to finish this. Like, we'll definitely finish this by, like, I think we'll finish this, like, early next week. I think probably by, like, Tuesday.
Yeah, and so Ty has been having these conversations with Kiefer about, that, Jed's gonna take Beth, Beth's gonna take Jed. And so...
This is not gonna work, by the way.
He told Jed
I don't know why I did this.
to have these conversations. He said that he was going
Can I run through it?
To intentionally make it seem like they weren't as together, but he hasn't really checked back in with Jed about the results.
Oh shit, we're already almost dead. Again, I don't get why this game's like, why you get damaged so quickly in this game.
So, Ty is saying things like, after they put you up on the block, Kiefer, the four died. But like, Ty was super on board with that. Was he actually upset with it? Certainly didn't seem like it when he went, oh my god, couldn't we?
Yeah, being the professional I am currently eating. Plus, also I'm listening to the Life League update for Big Brother.
My read on Ty has to be that he is still just loyal to the trio, but he just doesn't like ratting people out. He doesn't like playing that game. And so what we're going to see from Ty is that he basically, he does this. When he talks to Beth, he's like, watch out for Kiefer. He's doing some things. Because he knows that Kiefer just said, hey, I'm willing to make a move. Later in the night, he's going to be like, Kiefer's not loyal, guys. We need to watch out for Kiefer. But he's not willing to drop the actual info. He's just trying to use the information that he knows to warn them Kiefer's not to be trusted. But he doesn't really play that telephone game. He never really has.
I think it's very much in line with who he's shown us to be. He's a very nice guy, and I mean that genuinely. This is not the Reddit nice guys, the fedoras. It's not that. He's like a genuinely nice guy, friendly guy. I don't think he has it in him, really. It's either that or literally he's had no reason to play like that because he's not been, he hasn't touched the block. He hasn't had to like fight that hard. So maybe that changes if something like that was to happen. But honestly, to my core, I believe he's just not built like that. He's just too nice for his own good, even.
Yeah, that's the current theory for me, at least. So she's gonna go back to Tina and Sarah, and she's gonna. I'm pissed off. I can't believe you said that to me, Tina. It's not okay that I'm not gonna get credit. And Tina's like, whoa, I was trying to help you. I want you to succeed, Beth. I'm trying to tell you that you are in trouble and that you need to do something about it. Beth is like, that's not how I took it like you were saying that I shouldn't have any, and Tina's like, no, what I said was, if you make it to the 2, you will need to have your arguments ready and prepared because the perception is this. And I'm trying to help you see that so that you are prepared in the jury questioning. And Beth is like, that's not what I heard. I heard you say that I have not gotten... Tina's like, this is what I said. She's like, oh. Well, I mean, that's fine. Then, if that's what you said. Yeah. I was actually streaming during this,
Shit.
and I likened Beth's reaction to like when a child is like screaming for candy, like I want candy, and the parents won't give them any candy, and they're like raising a fit about it, and then they get to the car, and it was like, this is why we didn't get you candy. We already had gotten you some candy to surprise you with at the car.
Why can't I get in?
The kid's like,
oh. Okay.
Okay. Candy, please. Please.
That's a very good. I like that analogy. That works for me. No, this is very much what.
I'm so fucking gonna die here.
All of this, like, she sometimes has these moments.
Oh my god, I made it. Holy shit.
I've decided I'm gonna be angry about this now and just can't sway away from it until someone directly says, listen, you are making this up. This is not what it is.
I figured it.
Relax, Beth.
I'm
Relax.
sorry it had to be you.
It's just like, and you can tell like the frustration here from Beth is that
I wish it could have
like
shaken
she
that bad,
knows
but
what she.
Morello
This
finally
is
came
my psychoanalysis of
It's
Beth,
okay.
right? She
You can come
knows what she has to do. She knows that she needs to cut the guys, but she can't do
Morello
it. She
offered me a
can't
simple
bring
trade.
herself to make that call.
The Don's account
And
books for our
because
lives.
here's the
See,
thing. she
from what I
said
saw
as much.
mission-wise,
She said on the
this
feed,
mission, once you
I know
finish
I
this
need to
mission, it
cut
should
them.
be the
I know
halfway
I
point
need
in
to
the
cut
game.
them. I know I need to cut them.
So,
and then
They're safe.
So again, that probably means we have around 4 hours-ish left after this.
and so,
Which again, like I'm assuming we can do easily by like Monday or Tuesday.
She's trying to blame everyone else for it. She's trying to like it's like I'm not failing. It's everyone else that is failing. It's everyone else that doesn't see that I am actually the best person in this game. And so she has like. The motivation inside of her is coming from her own failure and trying to deny that failure and pretend that it's not a failure because she's actually a great player in other areas and she actually should win without having to cut the guys.
Yeah, it gives me off a lot of that, it's the thought that counts energy of, well, I thought about it, and that's got to count for something. So, because you can tell that she's not, firmly planting her flag and wanting to do this, because obviously there are ways that you should go about making that happen. I feel like what I see with her is it's going to come down the wire. Is she going to make that decision? Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't even get the chance to anymore. She doesn't get the power anymore. And then she gets to the end and she's like, well, I was going to do it. And everyone's going to reply, well, you didn't do it. So you can't take credit for something you did not do. It's very funny, man. Just rename the BB Can 9 house to the Waffle House because everyone's waffling. No one's making decisions. No one's standing firm behind them. And Beth is the head cook.
I guess I just wanted out.
We're eventually going to get to the eviction. And Tina is going to be evicted by vote 3-1. We're then going to see Tara win the HOH. We're going to ignore all of the nonsense about next week for now. We're going to come back. Kiefer is telling Tara, I'm with you 100%. I know I swore in my kids that I would come after you, but that was actually a lie.
Yep, I lied about it. I needed one, and I did it. It was this one time, Karen. It was this one time.
She's not very happy that he lied about swearing on his kids, but he was like, I did what I had to do. I needed to do that. She's like, I don't think you needed to do that. He's like, that's what they wanted to hear. I know what people want to hear, and that's what they wanted to hear.
Kiefer giving the people what they want.
Yeah. He says that he thinks that they should keep Ty around this week and get rid of Jed or Beth.
Yeah.
That's the play.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard this somewhere recently, but you take one out of the duos and you take one out of the trio, and that's a good recipe.
There you go. Meanwhile, Beth is talking about how, hey, whatever Tara does this week, it's going to be my move. If Tara puts up Jed, and Jed goes out, I mean, that's my move. I'm voting him out. That's my move.
This is what I was saying earlier with just taking credit where you had no agency, but I like this energy. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I like this energy of you have to try, and if you have like a mind and you can convince
Where's your safety deposit boxes?
because perception's nine tenths of the law in these games, in these houses. Now, do I think Beth is the best person to pilot the strategy? No. I don't think there's any world where Beth is going to convince a jury of, so yeah, that Jed, remember when Tara won and put up Jed? I voted him out, though. So it was two people needed to vote. I voted him, and if I didn't vote him, nothing was going to change, and I was the one with him. No,
I need to access the deposit boxes for Frank Coletti.
Yes, Mr.
She's also going to tell
Angela?
Ty, talk to Ty.
Yeah.
Mr. Coletti said it
Ty's
might be
like,
you.
we can't trust you.
Provide
He's not. You're not trusting you. She's like, Ty, maybe we can. He wants to go to the final four with that stuff. That's like, I don't think so. And it's like he's trying to warn her, but he's not telling her the actual
Yeah,
the books,
he wants
covered
the
my
team
tracks.
there, but he doesn't want his name on the
Salieri
bottom
never
of that
asked any
letter. He
questions.
doesn't want to sign it, which is
In
fair,
fact,
because like, you don't want to get tangled
apart
in
from
the
the
mess of the
funeral,
house, but
I
I
never
don't know,
heard him
it could
talk
be
about
he
Frank
wants
again.
to say things, but he's keeping them to himself. He just can't get himself to do it.
Yeah, I wonder if that's part of it. That he's worried that like he doesn't want anything to come back to Kiefer. He doesn't want like exact details of the conversation to come back.
Pretty fucked though. They killed the entire family.
Whenever I talk to Ty, he talks to Tina and Sarah in the morning and said, we have Ty. After his conversation with Texas, we have Ty. He just agreed that he was willing to go against Jed and Beth. And they were like, he's going to put Jed and Beth up. He's like, no, he might throw the HOH. And they were like, are you sure he's not just playing with you? And he's like, nah, I've had these talks for weeks. And he's never come back to me. He's never said a word.
You're making my boys pitching marks.
When I just can't buy the pair of spells, that's all.
Perhaps part of that is
Don't find it much time.
when he said
One of you. Man.
the details that would allow Jed
Loyal.
to talk to
Loyal to his
Kiefer
wife.
and question him about
Kid
it
above
beyond
all
his
else.
general suspicion.
There must be some good amount of that.
The
Maybe.
bad thing is that they don't actually know.
But I'm still
just
looking
how
at
much
this
they can
headstone with
trust.
his little girl's name on it.
Yeah, it's like they know which store they make purchases at. They don't have the receipt of what was bought, and I think that is the important thing with this, with Ty. As long as Ty doesn't give that information out, we cannot come back to him. And I think that
Okay.
this is something that someone like Kiefer does value, because in a game like this where it's constantly telephone, constantly going back and forth, having someone where at this point of the game of the final six, you might end up one of these nights sitting there to yourself thinking, literally, I have a phone and his name is Ty. I can talk to Ty comfortably. That's someone I want to keep here because it's someone that I can talk to knowing that it's not going to hurt me. So that's not a bad place for Ty to be. Now, ultimately, again, when we talk about this, there's also a little bit of the part to me personally where I think Ty is just a
Look at these
nice
houses.
guy who doesn't want to
Big
play that
yards,
kind of game
white
either.
picket
So I think
fences.
there's two things going on.
It's the American dream.
For a second, it might sound impressive.
Not for
but then
you?
you're like, well, wait, why
Yes,
did he
sir.
say anything at all?
I like being close to the business.
What the
Why
flower
is your
beds and front
Kiefer
porches
at all?
fool you.
And why
More criminals
is
out here than in the
why
rest
was
of the
he
city
so
combined.
on board to take
That why we're in the
out
neighborhood?
Kiefer is such a valuable
way.
part of this game. And it
Neil's
wasn't
got a
until
dirty
Jed
prosecutor
changed
on his
mind
payroll named
that
Watt.
Ty was
Turns out he's
like,
old friends
okay, I
with
guess
Bin
now
Laden.
we'll keep
The city
Kiefer.
councilor.
And
Well, that dropped
you
that he
know,
might have had something to do
then
with
there's
the
also
Bilotti
the fact
boys'
that
death.
Kiefer is not
Now Watkins
an
is voting
ally
for
that you
Bear,
ever want to
trying to do
have
right by
because
his buddy.
Kiefer will also
There it
be
is.
throwing Ty on the bus tonight and
man.
encouraging Tara to
Oh, he's
never
saying
mind,
they're taking
we
care
should
of
put Ty on the bus.
I'm putting you in a different place.
Yeah, I think like I
Need whatever Watkins has got.
I still maintain
And
it
where's the
now.
holding?
Ty is great social
I'm no
capabilities
safe
in the game and exercises it and shows it in
Taking you
moments
to
like
meet
this
Sal.
where he gets
Fresh
information.
off the
He
boat.
kind of keeps it to
Knows
himself.
how to pop
However,
open anything.
I do not think
Get him into the villa,
strategically
find the
implementing
safe,
these
and he'll do the
to the
rest.
way you want to do
What
it in
kind
the
of
game.
rumpus you
There's no strategy
Nothing you
behind the
can't
way
handle.
he's
Watkins
operating
is
with
going
it,
to the theater.
and it's
The house
kind of
should be
just
empty except for a
riding
bit
the
of muscle.
wave. And he's good
The
at
officer's
riding
on
the
the
wave.
first floor,
Obviously, he's all
and
the
the
way
stool
here, not
faces
on the
the
block.
safe
Good in
inside
a
the
good
wall.
situation, good
Once
situation.
Salvatore has the safe
Might
open,
even not
grab
be
all
looked
the
at
evidence
depending on
and
how
get
you
out.
look at the HOH this week and the noms this
Yeah,
week.
that's our guy.
But
Salvatore.
there's
Tutto bene.
agency missing, a little bit of agency missing, because I think a lot of his agency, a lot of his moves are agencies from other
You know the
people in
job.
the game, and he's
Don't
riding
let me
with
down.
them.
It's definitely like you know,
You bumping a Watkins.
it's like Ty just
bring down
needs
more heat.
he needs the strategy part. He's a great social player, but I mean he could be leaving this week, and he could have been leaving every week up until this week, if not for certain competition outcomes. So. We're gonna have a conversation between Kiefer, Jed, and Ty, and they talk about how if Ty
Yeah, I
and
think we'll
Jed
pretty much
both
just
go up
play
on the
until
block,
this live feed update's
then,
done, which
we
is
should throw
26
the veto
minutes,
to
so I'll be
Beth.
at the 40-minute
And
mark.
here's why. Kiefer says, "I'm not gonna touch the block this week, guys. No way does she put me on the block. So." We can all safely throw it to Beth, and then Brayden will go up, and we can send Brayden out.
I don't
There you
speak
go.
Italian.
Week's over. They figured it out. They mapped the whole thing out. Easy done. What did you think of Kiefer telling them this? Do you think doesn't matter, or do you think that it was a good, was it a bad thing to do? Because because I don't know. I'm not completely convinced, but I don't know if I would come out swinging confident, like, I'm not going to be on the block. Like, especially if you're telling that to people that are about to hit the
just
block
did this last
potentially.
week.
That's not great. Like, that's not good.
These are people who just had your life in their hands, and they spared you because you were like, please don't help me. I'll do anything. I'll throw the HOH. I'll go up on the block. I'll do whatever. I'll swear on my kids. I'm loyal to you guys. I'll go out at 4. I'll go out at whenever. I'll go out next week if you need me to. 24 hours later.
Okay, my turn.
I mean, you guys are going to the block. I'm not touching the block this week, obviously. I mean, that would be a silly move for her to do. But, you know, let me, I'll start thinking up some ways that maybe we can help you guys out. Yeah. You know, maybe we can make something work.
Up and save. Christ.
Yeah, see, that's like villain energy. I don't. It's villain energy packaged in Kiefer, who, like,
Let's listen to the
I don't
radio.
think has been he's not playing a villainous role, but that definitely that kind of behavior is villainous. I do enjoy that.
It's just very like
Overview up here.
you'd usually try to be a little more subtle. But subtlety is not something that we have seen much of in this season.
No, this is not a subtle season whatsoever. And I think it's very clear with the way people talk about things out in the open, and everyone knows all the alliance names and everything in between. There's no subtlety here whatsoever.
Yeah, and he's basically said he's willing to throw the veto to Beth, which is terrible. Like, Kiefer absolutely probably would go on the block if Beth won the veto. So he shouldn't throw the veto to Beth, but he just put himself in a spot where now if he doesn't throw the veto to Beth, he's already going back on his word with a word that was unnecessary to begin with, because all he needs to do is say, oh no, I mean, obviously she put me up if I threw it, so I hope you guys understand, but I'm going to have to compete for the veto. But instead he's like, nah.
Why'd they take him out?
He's not going to put me up. Come on. No chance.
Terrence, fascinating, because you've mentioned on the live feed updates this past week about how, you were like, potentially, there's a situation where Kiefer, the jury finding out that Kiefer so confidently thinks he has their vote might rub them the wrong way. He was literally telling Tina and Tara, well, if I have your votes, that's 4, I win the game. Like, usually speaking like this gets you in trouble if people don't want to vote for you. For now, it seems like it's working for him, which I can't understand whether it's because it's Kiefer it's working from, like, they're like, that's just Kiefer, or this is just the house that kind of energy works with.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. I will be talking to Tina today. The interview will likely be posted attached to this podcast on the audio. And if you want to see the video separately, you can find that on YouTube. But I'll be asking her all about the jury philosophy that she will have. So we get a Beth and Tara interaction. And this reminded me, this is Beth's fabled social game that when she's not in power. I remember this back when Victoria won her first HOH, and Beth stayed in the HOH room listening to music with Victoria for a while, and then at the end was like, oh honey, I'm so supportive of you, whatever you want to do. Oh, you want to do that? Well, I mean, I definitely support that. Have you thought about Kyle? I just want you to know that I am 100% supportive of you, Victoria, and I am with you. And she does the exact same thing with Tara here. Listens to music for a while, and then is like, Tara, honey, I just want you to know that there are people that are happy for you that you won. Don't feel like nobody's happy for you. You are not alone in this house. Whenever you need to talk, I'm gonna be here for you.
So we've talked about lack of subtlety. We've talked about delusional. Is there a little condescendence in all this with Beth? Just a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like
that vibe.
I think Beth might be one of the most delusional players in a
Everyone is
while.
below her in terms of what they've done in the game. Nobody, she is the one that in Beth's mind, she's had Brayden in her backpack pocket all season long, and apparently still has no idea how much trash he talked about her in the early portion of the season, because she's always felt like she has people way more than she actually does.
What? Oh, fuck off.
I would.
God damn it.
I would do a lot of things to have that level of
Oh, that's annoying.
in every action in my day-to-day life. That would go a long way for me, who streams and does stuff like this. But when it comes to this house, Beth, she needs some self-reflection, but I don't think she's gonna get that till she leaves the house. She's not gonna know.
Beth and Kiefer, they're just.
Oh, fuck
and,
off. Of
and
course
the
we
thing
have to go
is,
over
at
there.
least Kiefer does have a little bit to back it up. Like, he actually has won a few competitions. He's made some moves. He's done a lot of good work in the game. But what has Beth done other than like being forced into a Victoria backdoor with the veto win and then almost go back on it multiple times?
Yeah, literally her own worst enemy in that situation. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, again, she's been a part of a majority alliance that's just cut people out. She's been a part of this trio that's been a strong structure. But, and this is the key, but does she have enough in the arsenal to back that up? No, because again, similarly to what I spoke about with regards to Ty, the agency has been with other people in the alliance more so than it has been with her, and she just happens to be in a position where she's gassed herself up to believe, hey, I'm the queen of the castle, I am the queen of the sauce, I've got this is all me.
I'm just technically is the queen of the sauce because there's only one fucking girl in
You
it.
can definitely see that she's doing that based on some of these conversations, based on the belief she has that she can pull off what I would argue is the dumbest thing. She literally thinks she can play this where they will end up, none of them will touch the block. Like, she thinks she can pull
It's
this off.
happening right now, Puya.
Oh no, she's actually doing it now.
She's the plan is in motion, Puya.
Should we unveil the plan, or are we a little bit away from
So
that?
yes, so she talks to Jed about Jed is on the page of me and Ty are going up, and we need to throw the veto to you so that you can use it, and then we can get Brayden up or Kiefer or whoever, it doesn't matter. And Beth is like, yeah, but what about this? I've got another plan. What if we convince Tara to backdoor you guys?
Yeah, backdoor to Final Six.
Backdoor, okay. So hold on though. There's 5 people competing in the veto. Not because the HOH doesn't compete. There are 5 people in the game, not including the HOH. So everyone competes in the veto. So what's the point of a backdoor exactly?
I would like to get a petition going, not literally, no one make a petition, but I would like for there to be a kind of way where we can integrate this into the shows now, where once we're at the eviction, where after this eviction everyone's participating in the veto, to be like, okay, by a vote of 6-1, John and the back door, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house, so that people stop saying it when it's not a thing, because it is still going to be frustrating. I know that not many people care. I know that it's most of us online that really give a damn about this, but come on, you can't boast that you're one of the best. You can't boast that you know what you're doing and then use that term when it's not a thing. Stop it.
Yeah, and it's just like it's the notion that this plan would work. That so the plan is she wants to get Brayden to pitch that, like, hey, we should backdoor one of the guys, and so like the idea is that the Tara will put up 2 pawns and leave the guys off the block, and then we'll need to backdoor one of them, which would leave them open to then turning around and voting out whoever is the pawn sitting next to one of the guys if the backdoor goes through. And she thinks that, I guess, Tara is dumb enough to do this?
Or that she has the facilities to convince Tara to do this, or that she can spring a narrative, like put together a narrative that makes it seem like this isn't the worst decision for anyone else but herself and her crew. Like, this is what I'm talking about with regards to Beth. She can talk a big game. She can, it's the thought that counts with her. She thinks she can vote out the guy. She thinks she can do X, Y, Z. Can she implement it? No. She doesn't have that kind of capital, but she thinks she has that kind of capital. So she's like basically investing with money that doesn't exist for her. So I don't know how she thinks she's gonna pull this off. It's gonna be a train wreck, but we'll at least see the attempt, which I'm here for.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm all for attempts. I just like there are smarter ways she could be attempting this. This is an absurd way of attempting this.
What kind of
It's the attempt that she doesn't. If we're looking for the best way to do it, obviously that's not what we're gonna get with Beth. So we're just gonna see her. Here's the thing: the key, Taryn, is that you're saying there's smarter ways to do this.
You're saying
To her, she's doing it in the smartest way possible, and she's gonna.
She says.
Exactly. I don't say this lightly. I don't say this lightly, and you will correct me because you are the historian on the panel. Is this the most delusion we've had in someone since Raven? Is that possible?
Kiefer is right there. To be fair.
Is it a battle between the two?
But again, at least Kiefer actually has done stuff.
It's definitely. I mean, look, Raven is Raven. I mean, it's gonna be
on another level.
Yeah,
Just, I forgot about Raven.
But since Raven, you know what? I think so.
It's time. It's time to find the new one. Okay. Wow. And we have two of them at the final. Like we have two of them this far into the game. There's two of them. Again, one of them not only has 3 jurors currently locked up the vote, so they can they can talk because they kind of are in the right. But the other one is really just building stuff out of nothing.
Yeah, that seems right.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing though. In this season, both of them can still win.
You know what? You're not wrong there, man.
Yeah.
You are not wrong there. So yeah, it's not impossible. It's not impossible at all.
It's so weird, yeah, we're in a situation where, like, I think every person left in the game can win. I think Brayden has the worst chance, but I think even if Brayden were to, like, comp out from here on out, I think he can win the game.
And Tara says, well, yeah, I mean, Beth keeps saying that she's making all the decisions. Kiefer's like, and Kiefer says it's a huge resume move to take Jed out. If she takes Jed out, maybe she'll be able to beat him as Mafia. And Tara actually she's not going to say it in the moment, but she's been saying it this morning. She's actually pretty annoyed with Kiefer, who's like, oh yeah, Tara just won back-to-back competitions. If she gets Jed out, then she's like the biggest player in the game left. She's like, well, that's not it. That's not what I want.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Tara, you just lost your duo, right? You just lost the duo that everyone was looking at, no one's talking about Tina's name. My name is in everyone's mouth. I think if you're Tara, you think, well, I just lost Tina. I'm going to go to the back of the line. They're not going to really focus on me, and they don't really think much of me. That's a good spot. Now, obviously, she's won 2 comps, and she's won the last 2, so that's big. But what she doesn't need is people saying stuff like that, and I think she's very cognizant of stuff like this. She does give me that energy of, you said my name, I am going to now drop everything and panic. Like, she doesn't have that cool motive, like, okay, doesn't matter, my name was said. It's the game. She doesn't have that, really. So this is definitely something a player like Tara will not like. Doesn't matter who's doing it. If her name is being said, she's big mad. It gives me a little bit Sierra Easton vibes, where when Sierra's name was said, it didn't matter what the hell was going on in the game. If you were her ride or die, she would get a little bit upset about it.
This is when Kiefer's now suggesting Ty and Jed nominations, and so this is really kind of where we leave the night off here. It does seem like Ty and Jed are the likely nominations. There's been a lot going on this morning, lots of talks happening. Tara was talking to Jed, and she actually told him that she does not want him to go. He is not her target, and that's because she wants to leave him in as a huge target for other people to go after. And she's being straight up, like, that's why I'd want you to stay. And Jed was like, I get that. Like, that's nice to hear. But I think she is still implying to him, granted I was not able to listen to the whole conversation, but it seemed like the implication was not that she would leave him off the block, just that she hopes that he doesn't end up leaving, which she wouldn't really have that much control over, if we're being honest. we'll see. We'll see where this goes. Beth is currently doing her plan. Now, I will say this about Beth's plan. What I like about the plan is that she is talking to other people to get them to have the right mindset to then talk to Tara. She's like, many people make this mistake of like, I have this elaborate plan, I'm going to talk to the HOH and convince them to do it. You first need to get everybody else to the pieces on the board to be in the right position, and then let the HOH discover that those pieces are in position, and then the plan becomes much more easily pitched, or maybe they even come up with it on their own. The problem is that how is Beth gonna get Brayden to like volunteer for the block? Essentially, what does she think this is going to do exactly? I'm not sure, other than potentially put a massive target on her back, because I think it can only be a matter of time before Tara realizes.
Why can't I move?
Maybe Beth is the right person to get out, considering she is the one that has this connection to Brayden, and links the two, and so maybe if I can take Beth out, and Brayden is going after the guys, and the guys are going after, you know, me and Brayden potentially, or something along those lines, who knows, but I do think that we are in for a situation this week. I can probably tell you that Ty and Jet are going on the block. I could not tell you for sure which one would leave as of right now, and I could not tell you who would go up if the veto was won by.
Yeah, it's a good thing I did not go all in on Jed. That's what I was thinking of doing. I went all in on Kiefer, which is definitely looking like the way better move right now.
To this week, I would dare say the situation is fluid, but it's not so much fluid as much as we just don't know, because I don't think Tara's not made it abundantly clear. None of the conversations have settled enough for us to figure out. I want to quickly go back to what you said about Beth and her working it, like go in the right direction. You got to build the foundation first before you go to the top. That is true. However, I do think that this could be a situation where, because she's peddling so much, and based on just what I've like looked at while we've been talking here, she's been everywhere this morning, which is like one of those things where if someone else is looking at it from the outside, like, she's doing a lot. She has a lot more agency, a lot more movement. Maybe she ends up being her own worst enemy by making herself seem as big and important as she is, that she's the one that ends up getting the other end of this. But as far as Tara's intentions go, I genuinely do not know where I would say it's going. I also think that Ty and Jet are probably going to hit the block, because a lot of stuff like Kiefer was saying last night to Tara was, hey, I don't think Beth's heart's in this. I don't think she's gonna play for that veto. I don't think she's gonna want to do that. But then, does that change now? That she sees, like, when she sees Beth all over the place? Maybe.
Yeah, and the thing about this too is that this is potentially the best case scenario for Beth. Ty and Jed go up on the block. Her hands are tied. She's not having to do it herself. The guys are just leaving, and she can't do anything about it. And just like that, Jed is gone. Maybe it's not her move like she would like it to be, but now Jed is gone. And now she has all she has to do is take out Kiefer, bring Ty to the end, or whatever it is she would like to do, and she's a great shot at winning this game. But she's trying to make these
we still got 7 minutes left this podcast. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll watch the opening of this mission, and we'll probably call it a day.
And she snatches defeat from the jaws of victory.
That's a great way to put it. Now, honestly, it is true, because I do think that, if you're in a situation where you have allies that will beat you, and then you don't take them out and someone else does it for you, that's a good spot to be in. And then at the end, you can always make the argument of, well, I would have done it, but it got done before I got power. That's fine. I think you can spin the narrative to work, but her problem is she can't decide what she wants to do, and she can't decide how to go about it. I think that she really has zeroed in on this fact of there are a finite number of big moves, and I didn't get to do any of the ones yet. I need to claim this one. I have to claim this one. So now I need to go out of my way to make everyone know that I'm the one that's putting in all the work to make this happen. And the big move isn't necessarily getting rid of one of her own at this point. Her thing is like something. She wants some kind of wave to happen that is, like the Beth tsunami, like the Beth earthquake, whatever the Beth natural disaster is. Little does she know, this is going to inflict more harm to her game than benefit her at the final two when she's talking. Because this is like she shot out of a cannon with no direction to go to.
Yeah. So that's where we're at here. Puya, anything else you wanted to bring up?
From the feeds? No. I'm excited. Actually, you know what? I'm excited, but let's rewind back. I want to talk to you about your favorite twist. This twist.
Why do you have to bring the mood down like this?
I mean, I don't mean to be a downer, but it's got implications. Oh, hell no. Why do you have to do that? You know I don't like that line. You know I don't like that veto speech. You have to bring it back? No, Taryn, so here's the thing, right? Here's the honest truth. So, just to reset this twist. Basically, someone's leaving Thursday, and then someone else is leaving right after them on Thursday. Those two people have a competition, one of them comes back, right? So, I would assume, because of the fact that this is going to be a competition that they're adding like a battle back, they're going to want it to be bigger with a little bit of pizzazz. So I assume it's going to be a more physical type of competition. Would you co-sign this?
Well, I hope it's not.
What are you hoping for, Taryn?
I'm hoping it's not physical because then it's just an automatic free pass for Jet or Ty.
Which I'm not gonna lie to you, that's what's gonna happen. I think it's a revolving door for them, and unless both of them go out, both of them will be there come Thursday, Friday, whenever this competition happens. Now my question to you is, if you were in the house and you knew this was coming, what is your move? Are you literally put up the two guys and bank on one of them leaving, and then you bank on getting the second one out in the double, right?
If I know it's coming,
next episode we'll go and continue on. Yeah, we're about halfway through the game. When did we start this? I'm trying to think. Did we start this? It was Wednesday night, right?
I'm just screwed.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not too bad. We're halfway already. Yeah, I think like we should definitely be able to finish this by for sure Tuesday, possibly even Monday.
And that's not going to be cue cards and questions A and B's.
And then I guess we'll play Mafia 2. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Whether it be Mafia 2 or Persona 5 Strikers.
Because here's the thing. You know this.
Yeah,
everyone else
that's it
I'm not been the biggest fan of
this
Tara.
episode.
Tara's not my cup of tea.
Thank you for watching.
I recognize her when